Welcome back, everybody. So, more reviews here. We got Misstep Hot Sauce. Matt Hastings is the creator of it. So, he started off growing peppers in his garden, tried his hand at hot sauce, and it was actually pretty good, and he had a lot of good reviews. So, he stepped up, sold locally, farmers markets, stuff like that. And from there, he grew into co-packing and distribution to make a career out of his passion. So, today we're going to be doing Misstep Hot Sauce. This is the Misstep. Now, something really interesting about this sauce, his labels are really intricate. So look at the design on this label. It's intense. It's got a lot going on there. Very, very cool design though. And as I mentioned before, I think it's cool when the nutrition facts blend into the design rather than just a floating white box in the middle of your, art. So that's actually a really nice design label. I think he's got a really original look to it. So ingredients: apple cider vinegar, jalapeno pepper mash, bourbon, smoked paprika, garlic, and xanthan gum. So that's going to be a really interesting flavor, I think. I'm curious to see how pronounced the bourbon flavor is in this sauce. Being a whiskey fan and bourbon and such, I hopefully can pick it out and it's really enjoyable. So that's a bit thicker than the fruit sauce. We get our handy dandy
tasting spoon.
All right, so that's got a good consistency. It looks like it's probably a bit thicker than your average table sauce, but you're not talking about, chunky mash, hard to get out of the bottle if you refrigerate it. That is special. Okay. What you're getting is kind of your standard, almost like table sauce flavor. Vinegar, garlic, these are pretty standard, and peppers, hot sauce ingredients. The bourbon is setting it off just a little bit different though, and this is running a little bit thicker than a normal table sauce. Definitely thinking, definitely some eggs for sure. I'm not sure what else we're gonna go with, but I'm sure we'll find something. I'll get back to you on that after I reviewed thoroughly, and see you in a minute. And we're back. So, my review of the Misstep from Misstep Hot Sauces. Well, for me, this sauce is a few things. I'm not huge on vinegar forward sauces. This sauce is vinegar forward, as is the other one. That's okay. It's just not my favorite. For me, this sauce was actually more of a challenge, just based on the fact that, I'm not a culinary expert, right? But this sauce is very, very vinegar and bourbon forward for me. And I'm used to using heavy amounts of sauce at higher tolerance. And I know a lot of people with higher tolerance that follow suit. However, this one I cannot use heavily. And so it took first a bit of self-control to change, different amounts. And then for me, cold instead of hot or warm, room temperature was better tasting as well. So for a lot of people, it's probably obvious what you would use a bourbon and vinegar forward sauce on. I did try quite a few different things just to see though, because I will literally put sauce on anything just to see how it is. Baked ziti, this sauce was not my favorite. It's just too pungent, I would say. It's very strong. What I did find is on breakfast burrito and a regular just cheeseburger, for me, if I used it lightly, it was actually really good. Just not getting a lot of heat because I can't use the amount that I would want. For other people, the heat's probably good, and just, that lighter volume really is going to pack a lot of punch and flavor for them while bringing the heat that they enjoy. I also make a dish at home called Fideo Loco. So Fideo noodles, a tomato-based chicken broth sauce, beef, potatoes, and it was actually pretty good in that. So when I started to really try and experiment and figure out what I was doing, first I started with a steak burrito, and that was pretty good. Then I went with the most obvious, I would say. Um, Start going with barbecue type stuff. A sweeter grilling beans, really good. Mixed with a barbecue sauce on a bacon cheeseburger, really good. And I put it by itself and with a barbecue sauce into a pulled pork sandwich, and that is where I feel like this sauce really shines best, is going to be on barbecue type foods. And that's not an issue. I'm not a huge fan of vinegar forward sauces like that, but it actually works perfectly in that instance, so I actually really enjoyed that. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed this review with me. For me, this sauce was a little bit of a challenge. It's not a style that I'm used to. It's got a very strong flavor as well, so it was a little bit rough for me to figure out where I would fit it in to the type of foods I eat. But I found a place for it, and the flavor is unreal as far as when it's not too much in your face. There's other people that really like vinegar forward sauces. I think they would love this lineup. Alright, well, if you enjoyed this flavor of the week, Misstep Hot Sauce, link is in the description down below, along with a link for merch if you want shirts, hats, or anything thereabouts. And we will see you next time.